Paul Mosley made the decision in 2005 to make the business a go full-time. For 20 years now, he's cemented his name as one of the transmissions of choice. He's supplied many of successful names in the sport. No matter if it's your everyday driver or your hot rod, call on Paul's Transmission for your tranny needs. You can contact Paul's Transmission at 864-592-1129.
Is your car making strange noises, feeling vibrations when you brake? Don't wait until it's too late. At Mike Farmer's Muffler and Brakes, we specialize in keeping your vehicle safe and sound. Our expert team provides top-notch service and quality parts. Visit us today and keep your car in peak condition. Mike Farmer's Muffler and Brakes, where quality meets reliability. Drive safe, drive smart.
It is, in a way, an odd thing to honor those who died in defense of our country, in defense of us, in wars far away. The imagination plays a trick. We see these soldiers in our mind as old and wise. We see them as something like the founding fathers, grave and gray-haired. But most of them were boys when they died, and they gave up two lives, the one they were living and the one they would have lived. When they died, they gave up their chance to be husbands and fathers and grandfathers. They gave up their chance to be revered old men. They gave up everything for our country, for us. We owe them a debt we can never repay. All we can do is remember them, what they did, and why they had to be brave for us.
Hey, buddy.
Going on?
Fat Rabbit Stick Show coming at you live.
Hey, is that your allergies?
Huh?
After that video, is that your allergies acting up?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Oh, yeah. Emotional.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I know everybody went racing this week, and I hope everybody did take a minute and really think about Memorial Day. And I'm telling you what, we're so lucky to be able to go racing and do the things we do. And I just, our veterans are just, we're so blessed that we have people that have sacrificed and just that was a tribute to them people, and just remind everybody what this weekend was about. A lot of racing to talk about. We didn't get to do none at Greer, but a lot of these guys. We got Rockingham. I think they had a slew of cars. Shadyside, who would have ever thought you would turn cars and turn people away because there's so many people out there. It's just awesome to be drag racing.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'll say we got there Friday night to Rockingham, or Friday afternoon, and it was nuts already. And then people are gonna roll in Saturday morning and such. But it was a long long day. Long took 2 days to run one race, and you had weather, and you had, just your normal issues. But I felt like they did a good job with the cards they were dealt with. I mean, that's all you can do. Combine the one race, the Sunday Monday race, they combined it, and the accident started till it was Sunday evening later, and they run into the morning, and they finished up. Well, actually got down to, I believe, the semis. I think it rained on them again, but I know we got JoJo Gary with us.
Let's bring in our pit reporter though from Rockingham. He might have a few things to do. We'll bring the man with the plan, Top Fuel Hank.
I saw Top
Fuel Hank's here. What's up, guys?
What's up, man?
Good.
Give us a rundown on what went on. Did sound like Joe Gary from around here. He does what he does best, and he went on the big stage. I've said before. In fact, in my notes here, I think he's a better driver. The bigger the race, he's probably a better driver than he is just come over there doing a weekly Saturday night special and racing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was like Rusty said. I mean, they announced one time there was over 600 entries at that race, and it started Saturday morning at about 8 o'clock. Well, no, it was about 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
And it went till Saturday night, 2:30, I believe it was, and that was for one time run and one round, 2:30 in the morning. Then they had us back up at 8 o'clock the next morning, or that morning really, and started second round, and they ran it till 8 o'clock Sunday night, and then they combined Sundays and Mondays, and started it at 8 o'clock. I was told they ran it till 3 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
They started back again at 8 o'clock the next morning and ran it till it started raining.
Yeah.
And it was, I mean, I'm like Rusty, for the amount of cars they had, that I thought they done pretty good. I didn't go with 2 rounds the whole weekend, but when I would go down there, I probably didn't sit there probably less than 30 minutes, maybe less than that, and I was running. So they ran it pretty good, I felt like.
Well, Rockingham Dragway posted on there, thank you to all the amazing bracket racers who competed this weekend in the 27th annual Big John Memorial Bracket Championship. It wasn't perfect, but we did pretty darn good collectively as a facility and racers. Congrats to those who took home a piece of the $92,900 worth of payout over the 4 days of racing. Said over 1,600 pairs went down the track, and everyone is safe and sound. So that's a lot of racing.
That's a lot of cars. Yeah, like I said, I mean, I thought they done a great job for what they was. I guarantee they wasn't planning on having 600 entries, because and JoJo, I gotta thank JoJo. He's one that he had me a place when I got there, and then understand that his pa-in-law come in a little bit later, and they was telling this is probably 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. If you didn't have if somebody didn't have a place saved for you, park outside. That was Friday afternoon around 6 o'clock, 5, 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean it was packed in there.
There was a good many of them parked outside the gate, wasn't it, Hank?
Yeah, they was probably, I bet there was a couple hundred outside the gate. And at Rockingham, we used to park on that back side over there where they had all that cut off because they had mobile homes out there to be be sold, I guess, because and so everybody parked in the front of the Rockingham Dragway, up there where the people camp sometime, and it was full.
I know
So,
something.
yeah,
I know something we did do good at. That was eat, wasn't it?
we done a pretty good job of eating. We had a good cook, and we had all kind of stuff to eat and drink, and yeah, I enjoyed that. I had a great time. I mean, I didn't do no good, but I was trying. I was proud of myself.
Hey,
I was proud of that 001 I had first round, and then I threw 5 in the box, and then I'm 0009 red. I'm like, daggone. I packed my stuff to come to cow opinions.
you did a little chauffeuring too, didn't you?
Chauffeuring?
Yeah, on the golf cart.
Oh yeah, Austin.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Austin went up there up on the hill and sat up there and watched cars, and I kind of babysitted Austin for a little bit, and he seemed like he was having a good time.
Was you babysitting him, or was he babysitting you?
Either way, me and him was having a good time. Also, hey, can you lean forward a little bit, Rusty, and show him you got stitches today, or did you make it?
No,
You know about that, Tom?
Oh my God.
He's all right. Yeah.
Yeah. I had Jana come to my first date. She got me.
Tom, that wasn't from drinking and falling down either, by the way.
She had to butterfly me up. My old head got laid open pretty good.
Yeah.
Lord have
No
mercy.
drinking, wasn't no fighting. It was motorhome whooped his tail. That's really what it was. Yeah.
She told me to sit down, and I thought she said stand up.
Yeah.
Well, y'all ready to put JoJo in the hot seat? Bring him on.
Hey, let me tell this. Talk about eating. Let me tell this real fast. I'll be quick.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
we all met over at Justin and Jana's trailer, and that's where we said bring your food, bring us. We all over there, and we all got the food ready, and we ain't got no plates, and we ain't got no forks and none of that. And they was like, where are they at? And they said, oh, Rusty's bringing them. He said he'd be here in a minute. Well, a minute went on by, 5 minutes went on by. I said, listen, I'm going over. I go over there. Guess what Rusty's doing? He's cleaning his daughter's junior dragster. Like they're going to go out and make another round. I'm like, look, fool, we got people over here trying to eat and starve to death. You over here cleaning the junior dragster.
Hey, I was making a joke.
Making it rough on them.
Yeah.
I know. Starve us to death.
Bring Joe.
What's going on, buddy? Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Appreciate you having me on. How's it going, fellas?
Good.
Congratulations, Joe.
Thank you.
Go have you on the other week when you won a union and just things didn't fall in the right place. And but I told Rusty, I said, I'm sure he'll be on the show soon enough. He'll win over at Greer. He
made me feel bad is what he did.
I said, dang, I won at Union. Maybe, I might get on the show. And then I'm watching for the show to come up. Didn't even have a show.
We were waiting for this moment right here. We knew you were going to do
Yeah,
better.
exactly. Everything happens for a reason, right?
What does this make? 2 wins out of 3 weeks for you?
Yeah, 2 wins out of the last 3 weeks. Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing.
Yeah. It's been a good year. I've been in 3 finals this year. I was hoping to get that first one against Shane at the first points race, but my car had a different idea. Decided it didn't want to run no more there in the finals, but
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I kind of wish you had, because I wouldn't have to listen about the belt.
I'm telling you. I want that belt.
If you'd have got that belt, I wouldn't have to be listening to all this stuff every week.
I don't agree with them rules you automatically come up with.
So you don't get the belt?
I don't get the belt. He said I have to win at Greer.
the new rule is you got to win at Greer to get the belt.
Oh,
Yeah.
He,
Yeah. Anybody can go somewhere else and win.
Joe, Joe, I'm with you. I'm rolling with you.
we went out for lunch this week, and I told Hank, I said, I want that belt. He said, you won $10,000 race. You worried about a $4 belt. I said, you dang right. I want that belt.
That's pretty good when a man gets out of his car and says, "Oh, where's that belt?"
Yeah, I wanted it.
Not where's the check, where's the belt?
Conspiracy, I think him and
Yeah.
Mark were together.
How many times have you started a race on one day and finished it the next day?
I mean, there's been a few, but rarely have I started one race on one day, finished the next day, and actually win the race. And then there's been a couple of them, some of the big money stuff I've been to, but there hasn't been many.
Yeah.
So it went to Michigan that year.
Oh yeah, that was another 500 and something entry race, and I remember getting up and we drove all night. Got there, I don't know. I think we left at, I'm thinking 6 o'clock in the afternoon. We rolled into the gate at 7:30 that morning. They started time runs at 9. We made a time run, and I think I won third or fourth round at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. I think I was up for I don't know how many hours. That was a long day.
One day,
Hey, a lot of people don't realize, not only is Joe, he's, racing all these hours. His wife races all these hours, and he's got 3 young kids.
Mhm.
The oldest one is 7, and the youngest one is 2.
2. Yeah.
2, and it takes a village to run that, because that's not only you got to concentrate on round by round, you got to make sure these babies is. I know you had your mom-in-law and your pa-in-law and your daddy and anybody else that wanted to help. Michael Spud, everybody was helping, but it still takes. There's more to it than just going out there and unloading and go down there and go racing.
Well, that's what I meant. That's what I meant by that Facebook post, that I made. After I won, Lakin's 7, Josie's 3, Ayla's 2. It's not just me. It takes everybody to do what me and Brooke get to do. It takes my dad, it takes Stacy and Allison, Michael, and when we go, PDR racing, we have the Creasmans and the Kirks. They all the kids play together, hang out together. It's a lot of work, and it's tiring, but we wouldn't change nothing for it.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
I think.
It makes it even more gratifying when you do win, when they're all there.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I done got to the point now where, I really don't even pretty like going out of town racing if my family doesn't go. I really just rather us all be together and all go race together and, just enjoy it together. It's much more satisfying to win, especially when they're all there.
Well, that's I think that the support you had, like before you and Brooke ever got together, and then now you're a racing family to start with, and you met a racing family, and so it just grew, and like y'all said, Allison, Stacy, everybody does a great job in helping you, both you and Brooke. Which it ain't like you guys don't work either.
Right.
But it's cool to see for sure. But talk to us about the actual day. Second day. I know the numbers in the finals, but just talk to us about how the race fell out, for you.
Looking back on it, the first day we was there, Saturday, we got that one time run Saturday morning, and I think I had 5 more thou in the box. I was set up 11:45 in the box. Usually at Greer, I'm about 11:40. I let it loose on the time run. I was 15. I come back and we was parked by KB. Me and KB were talking, and he's like, "Oh, it's pretty close to Greer, from his box." And I'm like, "Well, that makes me feel a little better." I said, I got 5 more thou in the box and Greer, and I let go 15. So here come up first round. I was thinking, well, I'll just roll 5 out. So first round came, later on that evening. And I rolled 5 out, and I was 11. I was 11 take 3, but I went 3 thou under. My guy was 12 and a thou under. So I lost that one. But I think 11 was my worst hit of the day. I left everything alone, and I thought, well, if I catch it just a little bit better, I'll be good. I'll be low, mid double O. Because I hate red lighting. That's probably my biggest. A lot of people would say I'd rather go red than be 30. But the way I look at it, I'd rather be 30, and I'm still in the race. I'm in the race for 659 feet, even if I'm 30. I'm out of the race at 660, but at 659 feet, I'm still in the race if I'm 30. Yeah. If I'm 1 red, I'm out in the first foot. So I just left it right there, and we just got to rolling. I carried 2 entries. I was doubled. I carried 2 entries the 4th round, and I was 6 dead 9 for the loss. My guy was perfect dead 6, so I lost 1 4th round, and then I don't think I was worse than 006 from. I might have been 008 one time after 4th round. But other than that, I was 6 or better from there on out.
Which the lap in the finals was that was a good. I mean, that's both you guys. I mean, when y'all get to rolling, Michael as well. When y'all get rolling, it's 4th, 5th round. You're still around there. Both of y'all both got a shot, because I feel like at that point y'all have already locked in and you know where you need to be, and I didn't expect no different with the numbers I heard.
Right. Yeah. When you go up the Rockingham, anywhere Rockingham, Piedmont, Farmington, you're probably going to have to end up running the Pascals, and they're great drivers. Yeah, I mean, I think I was 001 twice after 2nd round. I mean, after 4th round, and I just kept adding 2 little numbers every time I was 1. I'd add 2 little numbers. I think at the end of the day, I ended up at 1152, where I started at 1140. I just started adding a little bit of numbers here and there, but yeah, I mean, everything fell my way. It's just one of them days. I couldn't mess up if I tried. I was, taking little bitty numbers at the finish line, 2 or 3 thou. I mean, that's all luck when it comes down to it. You try to take as little as possible, and you just get lucky.
Yep. Tom, jump in there.
This all started back in 06 when you won the Summit Super Series championship. You won a dragster. Prior to that, I remember seeing you around the racetrack, helping your dad, and this and that. And I think I seen you. Was it Robert Ashley? You drove his car a little bit.
Comet Cyclone.
Yep. And did you ever think you'd be where you are today? I mean, you really, honestly, you jumped out there, and again, we had talked earlier. You was got in on a wild card in that little deal, and we talked. You luck, whatever, but you was in the right place, right time. You had a 500 above average win ratio, was able to be eligible for the wild card. Went, crawled in that Camaro, and you look like a hero. And it ain't really stopped. I mean, did you ever think you'd be where you are? I know we all. I've grown up doing this stuff. I've had dreams of winning this race, that race, and I don't know. Me and Rusty talked about it. I really think you're a better racer on the bigger the race. You look like a hero. Not that you don't on a regular Saturday night bracket race, but if you're in big bucks, a lot on the line. I'm a betting man. I'm gonna bet on you. And how do you? I mean, you kind of made it look easy.
I don't know. I don't feel like I try any harder. I really don't. I mean, I might set up 3 or 4 thou tighter at the big money races, but running that Greer, you can't show no slack either. Because y'all have always said, I've heard on this show, and I've always said, if you can win at Greer, you can win it anywhere. And I think everybody believes that, and I think that's true. Yeah, a funny story about when I started off, I was driving that Comet for Robert Ashley, and it just come up one day. It was during the season. I think I was 17 years old. Hey, you want to go race? I was like, sure, well. And there was like, well, I didn't forget if it was my grandpa or my dad who said, we'll just run in foot brake or something. And I think my dad said, no, we ain't gonna do foot brake. He's gonna leave off the button. So this Comet, I don't even know exactly what year model it was or nothing like that, but it's a big old car. The dang steering wheel is big as rounds of 55-gallon racing drum. So we show up at Ware Shoals now, no test and tune. They don't take me test and tune, and I go on a Saturday night bracket race.
Yeah.
And they said, all right, we unhooked. I never drove nothing, no junior. I ain't had my driver's license.
Yeah.
But I've been around it my whole life. So he said, all right, we unhooked the back 2 barrels on this thing. I was like, all right. I didn't know how fast it's supposed to run, but I went up there and, staged it, and it let loose. And I thought, oh, God, they lied to me. This thing was hauling tail. So it was everything I can do to keep the gas pedal on the floor. It was going so fast. And when I went through the finish line, it popped up 786. I said, there ain't no way. I had to be going faster than that. So I drove it, for a little while, and they hooked the 4-barrel up after I got more runs. It'd run 7-Os, 17s, stuff like that. I drove it for a whole year. Had a little bit of success, no finals. I think I semi-finaled, finished top 10 in the points at Carolina. I think I got Rookie of the Year that year, and then following year I hopped in the Camaro, and like you said, the rest is history.
Yeah.
I won the Summit and won my first dragster, and then got in that dragster, and it was fit like a glove.
I won't be honest with you. Now we're talking about at the beginning. Now I know we went and did a lot of racing together growing up. Which we've talked about that here the other week, but that's another story. If I was a betting man at that time, I thought Leslie was going to be the driver.
Yeah.
I didn't think you could do it. He was the one.
Yep, she was. She'd get in and drive it, warm it up. She'd be out there in the shop more than I would be helping working on it, back when we were little.
Yep.
But I guess she just never really, got I don't know. I guess we've never really talked about it. Well, I don't remember really why she didn't ever get in the seat.
I think she enjoys what she's doing now too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Talking about that leads me into my next question. Getting off of you a little bit, but going to Logan. Talk to us about Logan a little bit. I mean,
I remember.
Teach him everything he knows.
No, absolutely not. Logan's he's a very quiet person. He don't really say a lot, and when he does ask you a question, you really want to listen to it and, do the best you can to answer it. Maybe starting out in juniors, try to show him, staging is very important and, stuff like that. But I'm telling you, I remember with him, he was on the show, back after he won the turkey race, and I was watching, and, I think y'all asked him the question was, who do you think's better, you or your Uncle Joe, and he answered me, but I'm going to be honest with you, at his age, he's coming up in a time in racing where everything's harder than it was when I was coming up. The equipment's better, the competition's better. I think if he come up in the time that I come up, I think he would, he'd be killing them, I think the time that he's coming up, everybody's, it's so hard, it's so killer. you know, but he's got all the tools. He's got all the equipment. He's got all the knowledge. You know, there's no telling what he can accomplish.
And I know.
So what I'm saying is, I think he's where he is now to at his age to where I was, you know, back then. He's way better than I was back then.
I know you're proud of him. I'm like you. He's really impressed. I mean, everybody, but he's impressed me what he's accomplished in a short time in the big car. And I know the junior stuff helps, and he was successful on that end of it too. But yeah, I just want to touch on that a little bit with him. But Hank, jump in there.
I just wanted to, I know your dad, he raced a long time. He raced back when I used to race. And does he give you advice every round, or does he just give you some advice when you get to the race? Or does he give you advice every 30 minutes?
No, you know, he's you know, back when I first started, you know, he was heavy on the advice. You know, but now, you know, I've been doing it for as long as I have. He really doesn't give advice unless I ask him. You know, what do you you know, I'll ask him, what do you like this past weekend at Rockingham? Well, what do you think on Dow? Do you think, you know, I think we was down to the semis at 4 and I had to run a 6-second door car. And I've been holding a little bit, and I'll ask him, do you think I should dial down to what I think I can run flat out? Or do you think we should just keep doing what we're doing? And we would have a discussion on that, you know, but, you know, times now I put something on it and he really don't say anything. You know, he just kind of lets me do my thing. You know, I got to live with whatever I do, you know, whatever I put on it. It's my decision. It's going to be my fault, you know, whatever happens.
Yeah. I mean, I know he's a big supporter, that's for sure, because I see, you know, every race, he's right there, and he's on top of things. You know, I know if you need anything, he's right there for you. I mean, you got some good people behind you, for sure.
Yeah.
With, your Paul and your dad. You know, you got some people can give you some good advice if you need it. I mean, you don't need it because you've proven that every week.
I still ask for advice
from you. Yeah, we're gonna be asking for advice here pretty soon. So
yeah. Well, I mean, everything I have, everything that, you know, I have in racing is from Dad. You know, he brought me into the sport. We grew up in the sport. You know, I wouldn't have none of this or be able to do what I've done without his help and support. That's for sure.
Yes, sir.
Now, Joe, as we've gotten older and you can drive now, if we're going up 40, I think we were on 40 at the time, and it's late at night, would you be under the wheel or would you let your dad under the wheel?
No, not after running all night on Thanksgiving night at Ware Shoals and going up the road and going away to Farmington for Thanksgiving. Is that what you're talking about?
Hey, as long as I live, I'll never forget that.
So we're going up the road. I guess Dad's in the fast lane. And I guess the car is passing him. I'm guessing it's passing him. And Dad don't see it, so he just gets on over and runs the car, slam off the road. And Leslie said, Dad, you just ran that car off the road. And he looked in the rearview mirror. He said, what car? I don't see no car. They said, yeah, because he's way back there now.
Me and Trent was behind him towing together. And it wasn't long, Joey. That thing got into the next exit. They found the hotel. He was done. We could have kept going. We got laughing so hard. But I'll never forget that. I hope he's watching. I got to dig in a little bit.
He's probably in the bed.
Yeah, he probably is.
He's probably in the bed.
But anyway.
Do you have a racer that you I see a lot of times lined up with Kevin Brandon, and I think you run him in the last bracket finals you won over there at was it Darlington and 19. Shane, but and you run against some of the best big buck bracket runners. Do you got a racer that that pulls something out of the bag and they hard to beat or give you a rough time, or do you got one racer, or do you not? I know you're better off not to keep up with who beat me and who this, because a lot of times it'll work on your brain somewhere at one point or another. But are they anybody that that really gives you a fit or anything that you run with?
There was one guy that I run this weekend, TJ Harper, out of Virginia. He's put some runs on me. Like I said, he beat me in my first entry, fourth round. I was 6 dead 9, and he was perfect dead 6.
Yeah.
He's been one of those that's kind of given me fits. And then he beat me second round. I ended up just singling in the 20 because I was so tired, and the car, I didn't run the death out of the car. And, he beat me at 1:45 Monday morning. He beat me second round. So I was there for that many days. Same man beat me twice. So there's 400 entries, and he beat me twice. But I don't think I got another one that really stands out that I can think of right now. But I do remember all the ones that whip up on me pretty good. But I tend not to forget about it.
Hey, when you have to run Brook, do you feel any more pressure? Or are you just like, uh-oh, I know where this is gonna go? Yeah.
It's never fun. It's not fun, but at the end of the day, we're both trying to win. It has come up. We've had to run each other. It's definitely not a good situation, but no, I mean, I don't take it, and she wouldn't want me to. She wouldn't want me to take it, easy on her. So,
Yeah. So if you beat her, she still gives you a hug and tells you, Joe, you done good today?
About 48 hours later. Yeah. About 48 hours later.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, back to the belts. So you basically, who's got the belt now?
Mark Davis.
Mark Davis.
So, I heard through the grapevine that Hank's been out trying to give some passion pills, and he's coming over there looking for the belt this coming weekend. You gonna be a number one contender, ain't you? At Greer.
Who, me?
Hank.
Hank.
I'm always the number one contender wherever I go. I was the number one contender at Rockingham till the second round come around, and then it's kind of like a boxing match. You just don't never know what round you're gonna get knocked out. Yeah. See, I tried to get Joe to come to Greer Saturday, but he said he can't come.
Oh, he can't come.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make it this Saturday, but we've had a lot of rain this week. I need to make sure I get all my work done, and I got this car tore down, and and everything. It's gonna be a short week, so try to get everything. Probably the 10 grander is in June. Yeah, I think that's the weekend before or the weekend after PDRA Maryland, I think.
Okay. You still got time.
I know I do. I got time.
Yeah.
Since you're retired, Hank, you can come up here and finish it for me.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
What's wrong? Oh, we got it torn apart.
Yeah, we got to clean it and service it and change oil and.
Oh, I can do that.
I mean, I did make like 18 runs at Rockingham.
Yeah, Joe Gary.
Yeah.
To the staging lanes looking dirty. I promise you that.
We're gonna need a set of tires too, ain't we?
I got a set over here.
Okay. I know how to mount bead locks now. I wasn't good at them others. I can do a bead lock now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll come up there. Just leave the doors unlocked, and I'll take care of it.
All right, Hank. I appreciate it.
Well, man, we appreciate you coming on here and being with us. We're gonna let you get out of here. But congratulations, and I'm sure you got a lot more big buck things you're gonna win 40 years out.
Well,
Thank you.
I appreciate y'all having me on, and I appreciate, what y'all are doing for the local racers.
Oh,
I know this takes a lot of work. It's not something y'all just throw together in the last hour. I mean, after a Saturday, I'm sure y'all working Sunday and Monday and Tuesday
Yeah.
trying to get, something together, and we appreciate your hard work, and I really enjoy the show. If I don't get to watch it live, I always try to go back and watch it at some point during the week. So I just want to say we appreciate y'all.
Thank you, buddy.
Joe, you got any sponsors you want to thank?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've been with, McCarty Auto Parts now for over 15 years. They've been with me, for a long time. They not only helped me, on the racetrack, they've been great in my personal life and, and doing things and, American race cars, for everything that they do. They build awesome rides, and also shout out to Maddox Race Cars, because even they don't care what brand of car you have or what model it is. If you need something, they're always there to help you with it. With whatever you need. Thank my father-in-law, Stacy Hall, Fulton Race Engines. I about 3 years ago, I didn't even know how to take the valve cover off. And, and that's the gosh honest truth. I'm not ashamed to say it, but he's took me under his wing, and, now I feel I can go to the track by myself if I have to, and I can pretty much change about every part on it, for everything he's done. And also, Scott and the boys at Par, they've helped me my whole racing career also. Thanks for everything they do. And Brian Neal at Line to Line Coatings, Sunoco Race Fuels, Hank Thomas. Sid Neal Transmissions. I've just been blessed. I've just been sometimes in the right places at the right times. So,
give us the name of your company. A lot of people don't know you started your own company this year.
Performance Landscaping.
I guess it is. So yeah.
Yep. Performance Landscaping. Yep.
If anybody needs any landscaping, grass cutting, get in touch with Joe.
Yep.
Hey,
Give a call.
if you need a haircut, call Brooke.
Yeah. You need a haircut, call Brooke. Book with Brooke at Sheer Face Salon in Greer, in downtown Greer.
There you go. You
Yeah,
didn't have a plug tonight, did you?
that's right.
Appreciate it, buddy. Thank you for coming
Hey,
on.
thank y'all. I appreciate it. Y'all have a good one.
All right, buddy. Thank you, man.
See you.
Oh man, that was pretty good. I guess now we got Chad. He was our personal pit reporter for Shady Side, and actually we can interview him because he won a little bit at Shady Side. I'm gonna bring him on if y'all out with it.
Bring him on.
There he
Hey,
is.
buddy.
What's up, fellas?
Hey, Lizard.
How does it feel to be on the other side? You always say, I'll never get on. That's the only way I'm going to get on if I help out with the show. Now we can talk about you. Right?
Well, yeah. I mean, I know we kind of focus on Greer. It doesn't seem like I'm ever going to get qualified to be on the show from the Greer side. So yeah, if Shady Side works, that works for me.
Talk to us about the weekend that it was at Shady Side.
There again, kind of like what Joe was talking about. I mean, I don't know that obviously didn't have the number of cars that was at Rockingham, but definitely Saturday was a long day at Shady Side with all the, which I mean, I think you've already mentioned. I mean, ended up basically telling the competitors don't show up. We'll accept spectators, and then it got so full with spectators that they started limiting them, and someone had to leave before another one come in. I mean, I was told law enforcement was out there, controlling the cars that was coming in and out for that. But yeah, I mean, I actually entered both classes, foot brake and, well, actually they call it Super Pro and Pro. So Super Pro's your top bulb, Pro's your bottom bulb stuff. But Didn't really have much luck in Super Pro. I actually ended up having to run Parker, which we'll talk more about him and say here, but had to run him third round, and so with running both classes, I mean, it's the same way at Greer a lot of times, which they don't separate door cars and dragsters side, but I mean, most time after I've run foot brake or pro, I mean, I'm at the end of the line of Super Pro at Greer or at Shayside. So Parker was the last car in the line. I thought, well, I'll just buzz up in the right lane. Well, then Wheels up there waving, no. So then I back up and pull in behind Parker, and I told Parker, I said, when if I was lucky enough to beat you guys, you'd have to be mad at Will that he wouldn't let me pull up in the right lane to stay away from you. But anyway, it all worked out. Parker, I was red. Parker laid down solid lap. He's like 9 and under 1,000, so he was going to be tough to beat regardless. But anyway, ended up marching our way to the finals of Pro. Myself and Brent Hyatt was going to be in the finals. Once again, like you was just talking about with Rockingham, this was at like 2:30 in the morning, Sunday morning, and it actually started sprinkling rain. And it's late enough of a spring. I mean, it wasn't like raining. I mean, they might have been one little cemetery that done it, but it had done enough to where it was going to take a while to dry the track, and it was 2:30 in the morning. So myself and Brent split the pro finals. They were down to 4 cars in Super Pro, and both Parker and Will were both at 4, along with Greg Murray. And then there was a young girl. I'm sorry, I don't know her name. I think she was with some of the traveling crowd that was there. Anyway, she was the other semifinalist, so they ended up having to split it 4 ways that night.
I guess. I'll say, so Will and Parker both was down? You said in that split? Okay.
Right, at 4 cars, both of them. Greg Murray, which he runs at Wire Shoals and Union, and comes. I saw him at Greer the other week when we were there. I think the rain out race. So, but I mean, most everybody knows who he is as well. So,
Greg's been at it a long time. It's always been a tough one to take out. Back when Ware Shoals was up and running. Back. He's always been successful anywhere he's went. I think he dabbled in some, don't he?
Yep.
Yeah. So
they decided not to have a points race because some of the racers couldn't get in. Is that what it was, Chad?
That's correct. Yeah. So I'm not on Facebook, so people. So I actually ended up taking my car down Thursday night, which I guess I ended up being the smart thing to do. If I couldn't go down Thursday night, then I was going to have to wait till Saturday morning because we had graduation on Friday night. So, but while I'm sitting there in graduation, my phone's just blowing up. People sending me, news and information, what Shadyside's saying, competitors, don't come. We'll make the decision. Some of them saying, I guess if the competitors can't come, surely you ain't going to count it as a points race because we can't get in. And then, I mean, I don't know that this was ever made public. Maybe it was on Facebook, but I'm not sure. But so, if you go to Shadyside, when you come in the gate, everybody pays their spectator fee there at the gate. So if it's $20 to get in for a spectator, and then it's $75 to race, when you go to check in at Tech, you pay your additional $55 at Tech. They deduct your $20 from at your, at the entry part. But so anyway, Seth and Zach and whoever made the decision, all competitors, the only thing they had to do was pay their spectator fee to be in the bracket program. That he showed as a token of appreciation. So I mean, I thought that was pretty good. That they obviously had more of a crowd than they was expecting, but they're getting a spectator fee to race for the normal points purse in each class, which is $2,500 to win. I mean, I thought that showed his dedication and appreciation to his bracket cars for still showing up, even though all of them couldn't be there. I got a fan right here. Oh, by the way, I mean, I got.
You got the race car back there.
Oh, yeah.
I'm coming to you live from Pickens, South Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
I'm on the road. Hey, I'm on a podcast. You're just say hey to the Fat Rabbit Stick Show. What's up, brothers? So we got the fan here, but yeah, I'm on the road here in Pickens, South Carolina. And a quick shout out to that. I mean, one of your sponsors, Mike Farmer. Y'all calling him Mike Farmer's Exhaust and Brakes, but the sign in his yard still says Kiwi Muffler and Brakes. So he's been doing a little bit of work on my car. So the Lizard will sound a little bit different next time you see it at the track, hopefully. So,
Hey,
yes, sir.
what thing? Roll up off the trailer. Let's get after it.
Let's do a burnout.
I mean, I could. I mean, it's. I mean, we. There's a lot of traffic out here. I mean, I'm out here in Ingles. I mean, I didn't expect it to be. There's a lot of cars going around, but yeah, we got full. Got. If y'all, I don't know if you can see that or not. Anyway, we got full exhaust back all the way to the back again. I made the mistake of cutting mine off at the rear end housing, and it's getting to the point when I was in the shutdown area that the fumes was rolling up in my car. So,
Oh, yeah.
there's the old exhaust. So we got new on there. So anyway, the Lizard will sound a little bit different next time you hear it. So
Help JJ Brock pull that Camaro out. Let's race.
Yeah.
we line it up right here on Highway 178 in the heart of Pickens. So, but yeah, I want to give a shout out to Mike. I mean, for doing the muffler work for me. So, he's a good guy. I mean, if you're looking for any exhaust work, I know he's a sponsor of your show here. So,
Oh yeah, and we really do appreciate him. And like you said, anybody needing any kind of dual exhaust or catalyst converter, exhaust repair, give him a call. Give him a call.
Yeah, it's
street cars or race cars.
Yeah, he'll work on all of them.
It's been a long day. I actually I got to give another quick shout out. I mean, I had a haircut appointment that way I could be on the show. So
Yeah.
shout out to Kelsey Hoots, Salon 315. So I thought, now I got to hurry up and leave from there to go to Pickens to get my car. And y'all wanted me to be on the show, and I was afraid to drive much further out of town because I thought there won't be no phone signal. So that's why I'm here in the heart of Pickens as we speak. So
Plugging everybody, ain't we?
Oh, yeah.
got all up. And then we got pulling apart. I was laughing at that dude come rolling around. What you got in it? And I'm like, man, come on, it's my time to talk. So
I don't have the video, but that car of yours sure was getting the wheels up and looking good this weekend, wasn't it?
yeah, there again, the weather's a little cooler than what I expected. So I'd actually put some of my timing back in and made my pro run, the foot brake run, and it come up right. I thought, man, it might come on up in Super Pro, but there again, I hated to make too much of a change. But if you can see there, shout out to BTE. They got me. I got an aggressive converter that gets after it. So. So, long story. Second round of Super Pro on Saturday, I had to run Keith Garrett, and I actually tripped the 60-foot times with the rear tires. That's the first time I've done that. I think I've called it as the front end's coming down before, but my 60-foot time was about a tenth slow, and you just tell it kind of held it up there just a little bit longer. But I mean, I know it makes a pretty picture, good video, but that's not really what I'm after. I just think keep a more controlled wheelie or whatever. So,
did the crowd go wild?
It's funny. Somebody sent me one of the pictures. One of the photographers took, and you can see some people in the background. They're like pointing their finger, like look at him. I mean, with the front end up in there. So but there, it ain't really what I was after, but. It works out, but But
brought
I guess if you to finish the results part, I mean that was the Saturday race. Come back on Sunday. Sorry, there's one a customer that might needs to help the exhaust on. Uh, uh, anyway, come back on Sunday, and once again, I didn't have any luck in Super Pro. Actually, Greg Murray beat me second round. Yes, second round Sunday, third round Saturday night in Super Pro. But then once again in Pro, I was able to make my way through to the finals again, and had to run Tommy Lumley. Now I'm gonna go ahead. I know we got the Gear Jammers coming up at Greer this Saturday, so they're we're always. It seems like I'm always talking about Vegas odds. The Vegas odds. My money's on Tommy to win the Gear Jammers this Saturday in his 4-door Nova, but he's got an old coupe, like a 41 coupe, I think it's a Willis coupe that he was foot braking. And I actually had to run him Saturday night at 6 cars and beat him. Well, then me and him made it to the finals on Sunday, and he returned the favor and beat me in the finals there. And then Adam Buchanan beat Eddie Pauley in the finals of Super Pro. So all door car final there.
Sound like that was a good show with the King of the South stuff too.
Man, I tell you, I don't know. I'm not a keyboard warrior. I mean, like I said, I don't have Facebook. I don't get on there and bash, and I'm not going to now. But I also feel like I need to tell a little bit to kind of make the story complete here. But I'll just be honest. I'm usually the heads up stuff. I don't really watch all that much. I mean, and I've probably done run off whatever viewers it watches. It likes the heads up stuff, but it seems like more times than not they go out there, they spin 60, 80 foot out, or have to lift and this and that. And I mean, I get it. You got to push your car to the limit to know what that limit is, and then control it from there. But there again, I mean, I'm not here to bash the heads up stuff, but I'll be honest, I don't keep up with it. I don't watch it all that much. But man, let me tell you, I say kudos to the entire field that made up the King of the South stuff at Shady Side. I mean, like I said, I dropped my trailer off Thursday night, and some of them was testing and doing shakedown runs, and it was. You got that. I mean, 60, 80 foot, they got a lift, 100 foot, got a lift, whatever. But there was a Chevy too. The Nova went down the track, and you tell he made a very solid pass. Well, turns out, I mean, at the time, I didn't know it at the time, but that was Larry Larson. There was like a white 67, 68 Camaro. I don't know the name. While I was there Thursday night, it made a solid pass. I thought, man, them boys are scooting along, but. So then they came back on, and then they Friday. Like I said, I wasn't able to go on Friday, so they had more shakedown runs. They had the little Gangsta off the trailer race, the 530 index stuff, which Lyle Barnett ended up winning in on that Friday night. But then on Saturday they had the King of the South first shakedown run, and there again you still had some of them spinning and having to lift. But let me tell you, on that second shakedown qualifying, whatever you're going to call it. You could tell everybody started at that point. They started getting their information together, and like I said, I say hats off to them. Man. They started tuning it in, but like I said, like I mentioned earlier, I say kudos to the entire field. When I'm saying, and I'm probably being a little bit conservative when I say this, I'm gonna say 80% of the cars was making full passes down the track, solid runs, run after run after run. Like I said. They were fast. I mean, and again, I know this is the atmosphere for that type racing. They don't show the times, they don't show the scoreboards. You just see who wins. But if you know enough about racing, you kind of judge which ones are really making fast passes and solid runs. But I don't think I ever saw a single pass that Larry Larson didn't make. I don't remember him having to lift on any of the runs. I didn't really know what Lyle was driving at the time. There again, I would listen to names, but I know at 4 cars in that King of the South, Larry had to run a guy in a silver Mustang. There again, I'm sorry, I don't know his name, but that silver Mustang, it was a turbo car, and you could just tell. I mean, he was strolling on top end, and Larry beat him pretty easily, easier than I thought he would have. And then Lyle had to run a black Corvette, another turbo car. I think they called him Frankenstein. And there again, that was a solid race. But man, I tell you, that final between Larry and Lyle, I mean, we're parked we're right there at the finish line, and you could just tell it was a tight race when they come through. So after they were the last cars to go down the tracks. You know, we're loading up. I go up the tower to get my money, and the run is still up on the screen there. So, and I mean, I know I ain't gonna give away no numbers. They're in the whole mystique of not showing times, but I mean, it's already been made public. It was a 4,000th margin of victory in that final that Larry beat Lyle. So, but like I said, to me, that whole race, the announcer, man, I'm sorry, I don't know, can't remember his name. He's from Texas. He was entertaining. He was very informative. I mean, he kept you on the edge of your seat. Knew enough about all the racers and stuff to, you know, it kept me intrigued anyway. I know the one run that kind of stood out to me, and this was like at quarterfinals or whatever. Ryan Martin's got to run. They call it the Junkyard Stewed. It was a Studebaker. And man, I mean, this announcer's giving all the information at some previous race they had to run. It was some no prep thing, arm drop thing. And it said, so the information he gave is like when the Studebaker went on the trans brake, the car kind of relaxed as it's time for them to take off. Well, they called it a jump. And so then Ryan was considered the winner. And the Studebaker calls out Ryan, like, let this whole race aside, I want to run you one-on-one for any amount of money you want, but that race never happened. Well, then it plays out to where he gets to run Ryan at Shadyside. Now, unfortunately, they're going to sound like a jump again, but he actually went red against Ryan. Then Ryan's blowed the tires off, but you know, at that point, it doesn't matter. But you know, I'm sure Ryan knew he was going to step up for this guy at that point. So, like I say, it was a really good race. I say all that to come back to what I was saying earlier. I'm not a fan of them, or I haven't been. I'm not a real big fan, but I'm not a follower. But I would be willing to go back and watch a race like that again. The only thing I wish, I'm a bracket racer, y'all are bracket racers. I just want to show the numbers, show the ETs. I mean, I know that's the mystique of that class. That's the nature of that class, the whole grudge atmosphere. But I'm telling you, if I could give you the information of the final round between Lyle and Larry, and you let the announcer call that out, it's still just as exciting as it was how it played out. There's a very, very impressive show by those guys with all that horsepower on a little 28 by 10.5 slick to get it to go down as consistently and as solidly as they did. It was a really neat show.
Yeah, I'm like you. I like, you know, over at Greer we do the 864 list cars, and this year they voted to show times.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I sit there and see them on the screen, but you wanna like, man, I wish I could just tell you what they just went. Well, then this year they putting up numbers, and you can see what I mean. They're flying.
If the slower car won, well, then the other guy bugged him. I mean, you know, show that information, or if the one just flat out outrun them in their time, you know that by the time, just by seeing the numbers on the scoreboard. I mean, if you know the numbers and all, but there again, that hadn't paid $75,000. They kept announcing Bowling Green's got one coming up. It's going to be the same weekend as the next 10K race at Greer, but they're going to pay $100,000 for that same class of cars. So I can imagine what kind of atmosphere that'll be. Like I said, Shady, it was it was packed. Sunday was a very controlled race with the little gangsters going on, the King of the South, the bracket cars. And again, I'll just shout out to Lyle Barnett. I mean, I say he got runner up in the the King of the South. He also got runner up in Little Gangsters. I mean, won Friday night Little Gangster, runner up. He's down deep Saturday night in it as well. But then a Craig Wilson beat him in the finals on Sunday in Little Gangster, and then Larry Larson outrun him in the King of the South. So hats off to Lyle. I mean, they're getting obviously a great driver, knows what to do and how to get it done. So
I'm excited. Well, I'm excited for the Gear Jammers to come back to Greer this week, along with the bracket race. But I'm excited to see the 530 race that Greer's got coming up. I believe it's the middle of June.
Yeah.
I
don't think there's no time run. You just roll in there off the trailer, and you better have it close. And I guess if you got your stuff, you better know whether to let them go if they up there with you. If you know what you're running, I mean, there's a lot of there's gonna be a lot of different scenarios there that it's gonna be interesting. I'm telling you that.
So we got the next 3 or 4 weeks over there at Greer's. Kind of got our points race, the Gear Jammers. You got the 530 deal. You got the 10K coming up with the quick 16 again, and the no box, the bad 16 as well. So next 3 or 4 weeks is, on our local level, is pretty exciting, I think. But man, I appreciate y'all all coming on with us. Thank you.
Yeah.
A lot of results.
I think Chad plugged everything tonight. He plugged the Gear Jammers right off the bat. I
thought I was doing good with Joe and Brooke, and then Chad's like, "Nah, here, hold my drink right here. I got this."
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to sound like I was gas bagging and all that, but there's more. There's more information I wish I could tell you. I mean, and I really hope the ones that's still listening, if you're still listening, I really ain't trying to bash the heads up stuff. I've criticized NHRA. I mean, I've watched enough national events and stuff on TV. You get there and it's some one lane track, and whoever's in that particular lane, they're the winner. No matter that, ain't exciting. I mean, but like I said, I mean, I don't know how they determine the lane choices at Shadyside. Whether if you chip draw determine what lane you're in, but it didn't matter. Larry went down the left lane, he went down the right lane. Lyle went down the left lane, Lyle went down the lane choice didn't matter. Them guys, they're gonna whatever it takes to get them tuned. I mean, it was very impressive. So I mean, hey, like I said, there's a time and place for everything. There's a time and place for the heads up stuff. There's a time and place for the bracket cars. I know there's probably a lot of stuff I could learn myself from the heads up stuff, and likewise the heads up stuff to learn stuff from us as bracket racers. But I mean, I ain't trying to bash one, promote, but as a bracket racer, I just want to see numbers. I mean, that'd be that's the only thing I would like to see. So
I would probably go out on a limb and say Shadyside will probably have another one of those next year.
Oh yeah, they were already advertised. I don't think you'll see any bracket cars there. I mean, like I said, as well as I mean, you get that.
Yeah.
Then you get that. There's that class or crowd. They draw their own people no matter where they go. I mean, there was racers there from Montana and Iowa and Chicago. I mean, they're going to come all the way to Shadyside to race. So you imagine where some of the spectators and stuff came from. But I don't figure you'll see bracket cars at this moving forward.
Yeah.
You get the little gangsters and the baby gangsters, maybe a 6.0 class or a 490 class, something. Anyway, something they can have a limited field on, like I said, because I mean, there's only so much room. But I think it was a very successful race. I mean, Saturday got a little bit long. There was a bit oil down. Bumblebee, last year's winner of the 50K, I mean, he oiled it down from one end to the other, and then after that, just seemed like little nitpick stuff. One of them took the clots, the tones out. So, but all in all, I said I enjoyed it. I mean, even the watching of the heads up stuff, I still enjoyed watching that as well. So,
yeah, you're right. I mean, just like the Southeast Gassers, they have their group of people. Same way with, the Gear Jammers coming this Saturday. That's a little different group of people too. And like I
Absolutely.
said, these people, they like that heads up. Whoever gets there first, even though there ain't no times on the scoreboard, that's just that's what they like. So yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
I know we don't always comment back when these comments are coming through, but we appreciate everybody that comments on the show, and we don't catch everybody. But I did see one at the beginning of the show that I wanted to take note of is Mr. Dent Johnson. I know several of y'all know him. I don't know if he's still watching now, but Mr. Dent, thank you for really for watching, but for all you've done, a long career. You've been around racing, raced, your son raced, you've announced. There's no telling how many laps you've called down the racetrack, and then you've been a part. I consider you and Larry Wright as part of my childhood, and even on as I got older, I'll always remember, them calling races. But we appreciate you tuning in and everybody. But I wanted to bring that attention to him as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you won't find a much nicer guy than Mr. Dent. He's a super nice guy and classy gentleman.
For sure. Well, y'all, Tom, you got anything else?
No, just I hope everybody follow us. We're trying to get to 500 followers, and we close. Anybody watching, if you're not following the Fat Rabbit Sticks show, and just anytime you see us, like and share. The more we get going for us, the more we can do for the racers, because we that's what we're here for. We're trying to give everybody a voice, an opportunity, and acknowledge people when they do have some success. And we're trying to put stuff together to do for some of the juniors and different things at the racetrack. And everything helps. So we appreciate everybody so far for supporting us and doing everything we've done. And thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody.
We're also on YouTube as well if you want to subscribe to YouTube.
Yeah.
But definitely, yeah, thanks everybody for just the kind words you always give us all over there Saturdays at the racetrack. Chad, you and Hank both. I know Dallas has set in, different ones have set in and helped us out. We're thankful for Isaac got me.
I ain't got my readers. I can't read none of them comments that's running on the screen.
I just the motorhome tire 1, 6's forehead 0. But yeah, seriously, appreciate everybody that's always pitches in. CJ's been a big help over. Thank you. But I don't have anything else. We're going.
I guess we'll take you home and see everybody over there Saturday. Don't forget Gear Jammers, points race. Ought to be a good week. Hope we have some decent weather, man. It's probably going to turn off 100-degree weather for long for us, but
Gates open at 10 this Saturday, Tom, so you're going to have to wake up a little bit earlier. Yeah. It's
I read that this week. I'm like, now I got to get up.
You too. Not a 12.
I'll be late. Yeah.
Not a 12 noon race. I got to be there a little bit earlier this time.
Yeah, I just got used to getting there at 12. Now I got 2 hours. I'm gonna lose 2 hours sleep.
Ask Greer if you can sleep over there on Friday night.
I do that on the Christmas tree.
Thank y'all for having me.
Tonight.
Oh yeah. We're gonna take you home. Y'all be good, and don't forget, what do we need?
just This is a mic and opportunities all
A
we
microphone and an opportunity, baby. That's all we need.
See?
All right, y'all be good. Man, appreciate you coming on. I hope everybody enjoyed the show, and we'll see everybody next week.
See you guys.
See you, bud.
Our dealership has quality pre-owned cars and SUVs that will fit your budget. Our friendly staff can help you find the vehicle you are looking for. Call, click, or come by today. Use our website to browse our current inventory, contact our dealership, and use our map to locate us. See why we are the right place to buy your next car, truck, or SUV.
Need grading for your construction project? We've got you covered at Ronnie Strange Grading. We do all kinds of grading work to get your site ready. Our team knows what they're doing and uses the right tools to get it done right. Whether it's for a house or a business, we're here to help. Contact Ronnie Strange Grading today to get started.